Hey everyone, welcome to Minecraft. This isn't a play of any kind like the other Minecraft versions. It's just sort of an update because I haven't done a lot on my channel in a long time, to be fair. Hello chicken. Oh, he's hurt apparently. This is just a world I'm playing on my own. It's Tekkit Legends, which is okay. It has some weird ways about things. It's not 100% great or anything, but it's quite fun, and sometimes it's actually interesting to see the different ways you have to go about things, because you got all these mods installed and it doesn't always mix so well sometimes. Perhaps I should have started at the beginning of the day. Never mind. Anyway. Yeah, so this is incomplete, and although it may look like I'm playing in creative half the time because of the amount of EMC I've gained from various hacks using what's this? No, not Project E. Project E. You know, all this equivalent exchange is what it used to be. That's it. Because of that, everything has no real meaning anymore. However, this structure was actually built sort of by hand and needed to be mined, not completely by hand. I got a quarry for it, because the idea is that marble and basalt, the two sort of main ingredients really, don't have an EMC, so I had to mine it and build it and then take it from there. And like I said, it's not finished, but it's nearly done. Anyway, that's not the point. Anyway, I'm wandering around. Just this was just as quick an update as possible. Not that anybody I believe is sat there going, "Oh my God, where is he? What's happening?" But just to remind people that I haven't given up necessarily. If there are sort of people out there interested in watching Outcast, I do plan on completing that at least. But sort of the last year and a half or so, I've been pretty busy. It won't sound like it when I tell you. I mean, it started out end of 2014. Me and my fiance decided that we wanted to get married, so we spent about sort of 10 months planning a wedding, which I don't know if you've ever planned a wedding, but that's a very quick amount of time, and trying to organise all the people that are coming and going and such. So that was quite busy in our sort of personal time, as well as we got hair anyway, as well as the fact that towards the end of last year I changed jobs. Well, no, actually, it was the beginning of this year, to be fair. Oh, I like my little stained glass sort of references. These are Magic the Gathering references. That's a tree, and in the middle you got a sun, and it's a flame, then you've got a skull and water, I think. So I started a new job at the beginning of the year, and had to leave my old job at the very end of last year. But I also took quite ill at the end of last year. What we thought was sort of a one-off kind of issue, but unfortunately it has been sort of recurring and relapsing and as such, so I've been sort of quite ill off and on throughout all of this year, which means that as much as I like playing Minecraft and such, I have to sort of I can't just, oh yeah, that's what it looks like from the outside. I can't hello Joe? Oh, there we go. Sometimes I'm just incapable of playing. It's a real sort of pain, because like I said, I enjoy it, but I can only do so many things, and sometimes you have to prioritise life over Minecraft. So I do plan on carrying on, because I wouldn't like that. If sometime in the future I ever said, oh, I'm not. I don't have time or the energy for the channel, I would like to at least finish Outcast, because I love the game. It is so amazing, and I don't necessarily feel that I'm sort of giving it justice in my playthrough, but really that's not the point of my channel. It was not necessarily to say that I'm really amazing at playing these games. I just wanted to get these games sort of more more seen, really. I'm granted I'm a relatively small audience, but at least if I do it, I know it's out there and that people can see it if they want to, and I hope to just sort of try and express to people sort of why I think they're so good, because they some of the games, I mean, there are others I always planned, and I haven't got round to them yet, so I won't say them, because as soon as I say it, I'm going to feel the need to do it, and that's just not really something I want to commit to at this sort of stage. But these games sort of mean a lot to me, with the exception of this is terribly set up, by the way. This was literally only meant to handle one quarry, and then I started pumping in about 3 at one time, and these chests got full up, and they're badly organised, and the teleport pipes came along quite late, so it's not all really going where it should do. And this is just flint, I can't be arsed with it, basically. With the exception of like Stitches. Stitches? Oh no, that's a film. That's a good film, by the way. You should probably watch it. No, Scratches, which I've never played before, but it sounded sort of right up my alley. With the exception of that, the games that I have and want to play are ones I remember really enjoying. The sort of top 10 kind of games, and not always from my youth, although sometimes they are, and they like Outcast. I was only a teenager when I played that, and I think, yeah, I must have been, yeah, and it holds some good memories for me, and it's not just the memories that make the game enjoyable; it really is good. But like I said, I hope that I can try and do it justice in my playthrough. I'll try and express the points that are good, but we'll just have to wait and see on that. So I want to at least finish that, get it done, and say, if I didn't do it, then didn't carry on, I should say, then at least I finished that. But as to sort of what's coming in the future, I don't know. Really, I hope to sort of, I've got to sort of focus on trying to get well, if I'm honest. But it turns out this may be sort of an ongoing issue, so I've got to sort of try and live around it, and hopefully that means I can include time for my channel as well. It's just a matter of how much time and when. And this video today is going to be relatively simple, just because it won't require editing. There's not a lot to do. There's not even a lot to show you, to be fair. A majority of this is still empty. It's nowhere near finished. It doesn't look on the outside what I'd like it to. I'd like the top is too flat. I want to finish that off, but that's an exterior thing. Yeah, it's helpful being able to fly. But like I said, when you set up sort of an EMC farm that gives you as much EMC as I've got, it just making sort of flying rings and things like that become practically meaningless. Actually, I could show you that. Oh, the flying ring makes you invulnerable to landings, by the way, so you just land. There you go. I've also got a Klein Star Omega, which is the biggest you can make, purely because I can. What does it matter? So these are red matter furnaces burning off sort of stuff that comes from the quarry coming into here. It gets done by this engineer's toolbox. Now that is something I'd never messed with before, and it was complicated to try and work out, but it turns out it's very versatile when you get your head around it. But anyway, yeah, so I want to try and spend some time getting Outcast finished and played, and that may take sort of longer than I plan to when I eventually sort of get around to it. Ooh, that's my dark matter blocks. But hopefully it will still be enjoyable to watch. What's going on here? Something's gone wrong. See, what happens is okay, we don't have can I do it quick enough? No, I can't. Bugger. Okay. Hey, no, give me that. There we go. No, because that's already making it, isn't it? One of these. Here we go. Right, so what happens is that it turns out EMC values change on weapons depending on their durability. I saw someone else do this, it's not my idea. But basically you take a golden pickaxe, which is worth an awful lot, but also has terrible durability, and you run that right down to its last point, which means it has 192 EMC remaining. What you then do is you make an energy condenser create broken pickaxes, and you then pump that directly into a chest. It has to be an alchemical chest filled with repair talismans, which basically then fix that golden pickaxe as soon as it goes in. So you can see it's pumping in and out, and at the rate it's coming out, it will be fixed by the time it's done. And you then just set up a distribution pipe so that it sends out, I believe the ratio is 31 to 1. So you send 31 fixed pickaxes into the energy condenser over here, which has whatever you want in it. This one's got red matter. You then also distribute one fixed pickaxe into the energy condenser, which then creates the additional golden pickaxes which are broken. So it powers the broken pickaxes, which are then pumped into here and fixed and moved on. So it creates an endless loop. Somehow this one has become these are emptied somehow. I must have them set too high. I'm not sure what the distribution is. 31. It should be correct. Perhaps it was something to do with logging in enough that's done it. But anyway, yeah. So what am I doing? I can do it on the same one. So yeah, the channel hasn't finished. Hopefully it will carry on. But it may just be at a much slower rate than before, although that was slow, to be fair, anyway. But that's just me. I didn't do it. I'm not doing it for a living or anything like that. I did it because I wanted to share these games. But oh, there we go. So yeah, that's basically it. There's not a lot going on in this world. Like I said, I've just got the farms going on here. Sort of one's making dark matter, one's making, red matter. Because why not? You can't actually get to anything more expensive than red matter blocks. And you can see I've got quite a few stacks of them, and it just keeps going. It's crazy, the speed with which it goes up. I mean, look at this. We're talking, tens of thousands of EMC every. Is it tens of thousands? Yeah. There's about 20,000 EMC every second, so it's crazy. It just keeps going up. Anyway, yeah. So, this texture pack, by the way, this is a combination of one known as Triton, which is relatively new to me. I like the look of it. It's like Sphax, but different. Sphax can, as much as I really like it, and it's so inclusive with regards to mods. I really dislike the just the constant look of Sphax. It's nice until you've played it for about 6 months, and then you just get so sick of it. So you fancy a change, but then the problem is, what do you go with? What else is going to work the same? And not be terrible looking, to be fair. So I found this someone else playing this one called Triton, but the problem is Triton doesn't cover everything. It doesn't fill all the blanks. So I just mixed the two. I went, well, anything that's not in Triton would have stick in Sphax because that covers it, and it's done. And there you go. I can't remember what use power is. I've got a button on my gamepad somewhere. I don't want to accidentally turn the recording off, so never mind. Yeah, so that's basically it. After all that sort of said, I want to give a sort of a shout out to a couple of people that have helped. I mean, first of all, there's my best friend James. He's always keeping up on my stuff, however boring or interesting it is. He always watches it and gives me encouragement and support. So I'm really thankful for that. And he doesn't really have a channel or anything to recognise, but if he ever asks me to, he's welcome. I'll put a link somewhere. And then there's a couple of YouTubers I really enjoy that I'd like to sort of just say that, if you enjoy having a laugh, go watch them. First of all, there's Video Game Carnage, also just known as Carnage. He's hilarious. I wouldn't say the most PC bloke in the world, so if you're easily offended, I wouldn't recommend sort of going to see his stuff, but he is very funny. He calls himself like terrible. I mean, he bigs himself up a lot in joking, but when he's being sensible, he reckons he's not that good, but he really is. I mean, to be able to talk over videos in such a hilarious manner on a continuous basis, oh, sound like a dying chicken, was that, or just a regular one? I can't be sure. Anyway, you know, he's amazing, so I'd say go check it out. He's got a huge backlog by now as well, back catalogue, sorry. And then there's one. There's a lady calls herself Murta, Marta. I'll put a link to both of them, their channels, in the description. That'll be easier, I think. Not that I believe she'd necessarily watch this. It may not be her thing. I don't know. But you know, if she ever happens to catch it, I'd like to say thank you. She's been, she was very supportive of my channel recently, and she's also just very nice and sincere. And she does, for me, she does great Sims videos. I love them. I'm seeing all sorts of things I never knew existed in the Sims universe, as well as just ways of playing, and she does some very good commentary with it as well. So I would just like to say that that she's definitely worth catching, and has also been a great support recently. So and that's really weird, because you know, I try not to be like the sort of, you know, the creepy fan. I'm not, you know, these people are sort of, I can see it from some aspect in my side on it, but let's face it, I'm not as popular as these people, so, you know, they have a completely different view on these things, and the idea is that they're just making videos. You know, they may want to sort of talk and communicate with their fan base, but that doesn't necessarily mean they want, you know, to be stalked. So I'm trying not to get to that stage, but I have been catching up on a lot of her stuff lately, because, like I said, I've not been well, so so I've had plenty of time to catch up and sort of make my opinions and interests known. But hopefully she's not taking it too she's not taking it too badly. But otherwise, I think, how long has that been? About 20 minutes, blimey, just wandering around chatting shit in this little tower. Anyway, I might, you know, if I'm honest, I'm kind of proud of this tower. Like I said, it was all, these walls were built with my own bare hands before I had a flying ring. So, you know, I'm quite proud of the general achievement there. I now just got to make it look decent, because these pipes everywhere and everything don't look attractive, but it's just empty. I've got to do something with it. I mean, the bedroom upstairs is sort of filled, but it looks kind of crappy. I've got to work on that. I've got to do something with it. I have some ideas, but I haven't got around to sorting that out yet. So if you've watched this far, congratulations. That is some kind of achievement. I'd like to thank you for... Can you hear that? It's a bloody fly against the window. So you shut the window to stop out all the traffic, and then you get flies bloody but anyway. Yeah, so thank you for joining me and listening to my crap. Oh, right, okay. That occasionally happens with eggs in here. I think it's something to do with the... Oh, hello. I think it's something to do with the interdiction torches, because they repel mobs, but they also repel projectiles. And so because I have them around the outside, I think when you throw an egg, it doesn't know where to go. It keeps bouncing off all the off all the barriers. These have a boundary of, like, you know, 7 or 8 blocks. It's crazy. So so it just sort of does a loop inside. I'd love to work it out so that it could just do a continuous loop, but I'm not that fussed about it. This farm was made when I started. It's now completely irrelevant, because EMC just makes a lot of things irrelevant. If I want food, I just literally make, you know, several hundred stacks of the stuff in a condenser. It's crazy. Anyway, so yeah. Oh god, that's like the third goodbye. Okay, well, thank you for joining me. I might come back to this just to show you what I've done with it, and just literally maybe not even talk over it, just a quick video to show you what's happened. Yeah. Thank you to those people mentioned, and hopefully I will see any and all interested in Outcast soon with more footage on it. So yeah, thanks a lot, and I'll see you someday. Bye.